Hi, everybody. This is Michelle Solis. I am live tonight from Seekonk, Massachusetts. My business name is This Must Be Ink, and I love making cards, and I want you guys to love making cards just as much. So tonight I was going to show you some new product from Stampin' Up. It is the Extraordinary Flora bundle. It's a stamp set and a die, and the amazing Extraordinary Flora washi tape. So if you've used washi tape in the past, you might know a little bit about it. I had never used washi tape on a card. So this is the first time for me. I was really excited to try this new product, and I'm going to show you tonight some samples I made, and we're going to make a card together. Okay, so first things first, take a sip of whatever you brought. I'm drinking some rhubarb wine tonight, perfect for the summer. Cheers, everybody. All right, let's put that aside. Don't need spillage. Okay, so we are going to go down here and take a look at these products. Hi, Carol. Hi, Jean. Thanks for joining. All right. So this is the card that I made and put up as a sample on my Facebook page. And this is a card. It's made with basic white paper. This is the washi tape that I have cut with the die. Hi, Kathy and Lorraine. So this is the washi tape. And then I've cut a circle in this card front, and I have stamped a background here with the Elements of Text stamp set. So we're going to create this card again tonight. And while I'm saying that out loud, I'm thinking, okay, do I have all the pieces? I think I've brought all the pieces. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to do it tonight, but we're going to do it a little bit different. I'll show you. All right, first and foremost, where do you find this amazing product? So this product is offered in the new annual catalog. It's on page 84 and 85. You'll see some samples here, which I was really inspired by. And then this is where you will find the stamp set. It's got a coordinating die. And over here, it's going to show you the washi tape. So you can order the washi tape here. So let's talk about the stamp set and die first. Oh, that is not the stamp set. One moment. Here we go. Oh, all right, so the stamp set, I've got all kinds of little flowers in here. The stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set. It comes with 3 sentiments: for the extraordinary couple, congratulations, and with love. And they're small sentiments, but I think that that's the new trend. I like the small sentiments. Plus, you can stamp multiple sentiments on your card, which I think is really nice. It's also got this amazing stamp, and this creates these little lines, and I've used that on one of the samples I'm going to show you as a border. So this is all one stamp. When you take this off, now you are going to need the F block for this. My largest block that I own is the E block, and it doesn't quite fit on here. So you will need an F block for this stamp, or if you have a stamp positioning tool like the Stamparatus, you'll be able to use that with that tool. Okay. All right, so that's the stamp, and then I'm going to show you the little die. The die lays over that and will cut all those flowers out at one time, which I really love. So that will layer right over top of that. Let me see. So this has got a single flower up here, and that's how I line this up. So I will show you when we go to the die cutting machine on the washi tape. It's much easier to see, but this lines up nicely with this stamp and it will cut out all of these flowers at once. Or you can just use it as a stamped background. Okay. Now the washi tape. Let's take a look at this. I didn't bring any extra paper. 1 second. Let me grab a piece of paper. Okay, in order to show this to you, I'm going to need a piece of paper to stick it to. Oh, here's one. Okay. So this, I think I measured this was 3.5. Like I cut a piece that was 3.5, I think by 5.5 when I used it the first time. But we're going to just do a random sheet here. So what you'll do is you will peel this up just like regular washi tape. And I find it's best to pull it out so you get the entire sheet. So the washi tape has multiple colors and there are blocks. So it goes from this little single flower down to this print here. And then it starts another block. And you can see the variation in colors. So you get these pink and purples, and then these are more pink, I guess like a coral and a pink. I think this is strawberry slush. And then if you go even further, you get more purples. So it alternates between purple and pink. All right, so I'm going to roll this back very carefully now because I don't want to use all of that. Roll this back. I have not tried rolling it back. 1 second. I'm going to do this without ruining the whole thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so what I found the easiest thing was to hold this out and to cut this right here. So that's what I did. I just cut this straight across. You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to be quite as OCD as I am. You could overlap it a little bit. It's not a big deal. But if you want to just have that one little block there, you can cut it and then you can just attach it to your paper. So you're just going to hold this out and lay it down and just smooth it onto your piece of paper. And you do sometimes get some little wrinkles there, not a big deal. You can lift it up and reposition it. And then I've just used my bone folder to smooth it down and to get any little wrinkles out. So just like that. It's so beautiful, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to cut this. And we're going to do it in the cut and emboss machine. All right, let me grab that. This is actually not my cut and emboss machine. This is my Sizzix machine. Sorry. All right, but what we will do, let me show you this. Let me show you this first. So what you're going to do is take your die and line up your die. And again, as I said, I find it easiest to line it up with this flower here. That coincides with this little flower on the die. And then you're just going to lay this down and line it up with all your flowers. And try to get it so it's going to give you an even border around all the outside flowers here. That looks pretty good. Then we'll run it through. I've got pieces of paper flying here. Okay. So when you run it through, then you're going to get all these amazing flower die cuts. And they're so beautiful. Look at this pink and purple. Turquoise, I think I love the purple flowers the best. Okay, so here's all the different pieces that you will get. And it's a perfect amount to make a beautiful floral arrangement on the front of your card. Oh, 2 more, 3 more. There you go. There we go. Okay. So I also wanted to show you the difference. These are on a piece of white. And then you can also layer this up on washi, not washi tape, acetate. So if you layer this up on acetate, you're going to get a more translucent look. And so you will be able to see whatever color you put underneath. And I just want to show you the difference. So here's this flower on the acetate, and then this is the purple version of that flower, but on white. So you can see the difference on the white. You can see the difference between that. So this looks much more translucent on the acetate. Okay, so I did do this version on the acetate, and I was planning to cut this out, so let me do that. Oops, oh my gosh, I'm all discombobulated. 1 second, here we go. Things are always harder when you're trying to do them live when people are watching. Okay, so we're going to line this up one more time. It's actually harder to line up with the translucent border because the color is not as vivid. All right, so I'm going to use a little piece of tape to hold this down so it doesn't move. Although it did move when I put the tape on. There we go. All right, and I'm going to run that through again. There's a lot of crap. Okay, because of the acetate, it made quite some noise going through the cut and emboss machine. All right, so here are the pieces on acetate. So they look so different from these. Can you see the difference? Much more pastel, not quite as vivid background as those. So I think you get 2 completely different looks here, whether you do it on acetate or you do it on white. Of course, you could also do it on a color, on a blue background. Okay, so these are the ones I wanted to use for my card this evening. And we're going to do the card with a white card base, and then I'm going to use a piece of Pool Party to go on top of that for this outside ring here. Okay, so we're going to stamp our little words on the inside there. If I can find a pencil. All right, so what I typically do, so I know I'm stamping in the right place, and I've cut this circle out with the Spotlight on Nature dies. Just made a circle with those. So I'm going to just make a light pencil mark here to show me where I want to stamp. And then I'm going to ink this up with Pool Party. This again is the Elements of Text stamp set. I'm using this big round piece here. And hopefully my Pool Party ink pad has some ink on it. We'll see what happens. It's upside down. There we go. So we're just going to line that up. It's a large stamp, so I want to make sure I press all of the different areas and get all the words to come out there. And then what I thought I would do as well, there's some stamps in here that make these amazing splotches. So I want to do that as well. So we're going to take some big splotches and go full strength. I believe in the rule of threes, so let's do 3 there. And then we're going to take the little splotches and we'll stamp off and then stamp some little splotches just to give it a little more texture to it. There we go. So that's going to be our background. And then we're going to position this piece on top of that. I'm going to erase some of my pencil marks here. So I did it a little bit dark there. Okay, I think that's the only ones you can really see. All right, so we're going to put this on here, but I do want to stamp a sentiment on here before I attach it. On this one, I used congratulations, and I think that's what we'll go with again. So we'll grab that. And we need a little block. And we need the ink. Do I want to do, I think I'll just do tone on tone. There we go. Okay, this is going to be very muted looking with the background and then the muted flowers. And then I'm going to pop this up a bit. Oh, so I don't know if you guys were yelling at me while I was stamping. Did you see I stamped outside I went outside the lines. Okay, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find my blotch. Where's my blotch? I'm just going to stamp some more blotches. We'll just make it work. I got a little carried away with the blotches. All right, so we'll just stamp off. Let's go around the edges. And that way, we'll just make it look like I meant to do that. Every mistake is a design opportunity. That's how I look at it. All right, what do we think now? There, so that just looks like we have the full background of splotchy paper back there. Okay, Now we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Just to give it a little extra interest. And I can't really put a full dimensional here, so we're going to use these edge pieces. It's like a half of a dimensional. There. And then we just have to take all the backings off. That's always the fun part. Line this up. Oh boy. Line this up on the front of the card. No. Am I in the right place? Pretty good. All right. There we go. I think it's a little crooked, but we're going to make it work. Okay. So then we're going to make our little focal points here with these flowers. And so I don't remember which ones I used. I'm just going to go with what I like. All right. So we're going to put these around the outside. Love this one. Kind of just position these. And I just try not to think too much about this. Let's just glue them on. All right, so this one's going to go up here. So I'm going to use some glue dots for this. Because although they are not super see-through, I don't think I want to use dimensionals. Because that's also going to give it extra lift. So we'll just use some glue dots here tonight. I just lost my flower. Oh, it's right here. Now I can't remember which is this is the acetate side. Okay, so we're putting glue dots on the acetate side. Just pick a couple of those up, and then we'll glue this down. And I'm putting them toward the middle of the flower because I'm going to want to layer something underneath there. So we'll get that one on. And then we need some leaves. Let's put this leaf. I think I tend to do this the same way almost every time. I need to change it up a little bit. All right, here's this leaf. Oh my goodness. There we go. On this one. All right, well, I could spend all night playing with all these flowers, but we're just going to put a few more on. So you get the gist. Love this rose. I think it's rose. That's what it looks like to me. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining. Sorry, I was looking down. I wasn't noticing people coming on. And then again, I wanted to just put the glue dot in an area so I can layer something underneath. Add these leaves. And then you can build this up as much as you'd like with all these little pieces. I'm going to show you one that I've done. I think I used the entire set of cutouts or of die cuts. And then I love these little flowers. I don't know, everything's so pretty. Look at them all. All right, so we'll just leave it at that. And let that be the card for tonight. Okay, so let me find some bling. This is the beautiful new Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems. These are so pretty. They have like a little bit of gold fleck in them. Very fancy. So they come in clear, Pretty in Pink, and Strawberry Slush. And they're just all gorgeous. I think I'm going to go with the light Pretty in Pink, just to keep it kind of on the muted side. So we want to kind of do a triangle. I'll go down here. There we go. Okay, so there is the card for tonight in the pool party. So you can see I used a lot more die cuts on here. I popped some up. This one we left a little bit more simple, just for time's sake. And then let me show you some of the other samples that I made. If I can find them. There we go. All right, and as I said, you can put the die cuts, or you can put the washi tape on any color background. So this one, I did that with a gray. Might have been a little bit too dark gray. So maybe I should have picked a little bit lighter gray, but you can see that it's kind of translucent. So it made it a light gray underneath the flowers. And this is basic gray background, if you can see that. I'll try to get a good photo of this one and put it on Facebook as well. But so that is putting the washi tape on top of basic gray and then cutting them out. And then this is Petunia Pop that I used for the sentiment and with the elements of text stamp there, and some little brass butterflies. So that's it in the darker gray. So this, you can also obviously use the stamp set. So here's the stamp set in what looks like black and white, but this is actually Secret C and white. Love this. So this is just stamping the stamp to use as a background. I put some little pieces of Secret C as a border, and then used a die circle for the middle, just layered up some flowers there in the black and white. Or you could color these with watercolor pencil or Stampin' blends if you're into coloring, because it's a lot of flowers to color. But I love that. Then, of course, you could just use the full panel that you create when you stick it down to the paper. Just trim that out, and you can use that for a card front. So here I did just that, and then I just did this with Strawberry Slush. This is a piece from one of the floral papers. I'm not sure which one. It might be Florals of Bloom. And then just used one of the sentiments from the set on the front of the card. And then my last one is, of course, my favorite. This one, full disclosure, this I saw on the Demonstrator Planning Place by Lillian Goodsward Ars, and she used this beautiful stamp for the border, as I said. So I loved that and wanted to do the same thing. So I made the border with that little line stamp and then put my sentiment down here. And then I just created this bouquet in the middle with a little bit of blending in the, I think this was Pretty in Pink. And then I just layered up, I think, just about all the flowers in all the die cut flowers with a little bit of twine in the middle. Okay. So if you have any questions about the washi tape, please give me, send me a message, or you can certainly email me. You can go to my website and join my email list. It's thismustbeink.com. Sign up for my email, and I'm happy to answer any questions, or just DM me on Facebook and ask me any questions that you might have. Happy to help, want you to enjoy making cards with the new products. All right, so let's get out of here and go back over here. All right, so that's it for me tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I don't know why it's so dark in here. I cannot get the lighting right in this room. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed seeing the washi tape. I love this product. And so I have probably made 10 panels, full panels with this. So ripped off, 10 full panels. And there is a lot left. Someone I was seeing a post by said she had made 27 panels and still had a lot left. So there's a lot of washi tape on this roll. You will be cutting flowers forever. It's a great product. And I think, what is the price of the product? I didn't even look at the price. Let me look. It's not that expensive. I think it's a fabulous deal. Let me look. $15 for that roll of washi tape, and you'll have flowers upon flowers upon flowers. All right, so that's it for me. And see, now the lighting is better. I don't know what's happening in this room. It's like magic. $15, yes, Jean, it's a fabulous product. Okay, so anyways, that's it for me tonight. You guys enjoy your weekend and stay crafty, my friends. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.